Hello everyone, my name is Kayi. Today I want to present accounting of business. For the question 1, it's important to know Australian to promote investor confidence and integrity in the economic cooperation as well as in the capital market. A proponent of this is clear and consistent financial reports which are prepared based on the legal requirement. Notably, cooperation regulates the activities conducted by companies. For instance, ASIC is responsible for the cooperation and hence for the financial reporting regularly are contained in Australian accounting standards. The AASB is responsible for issuing accounting standards in which some firm and entities such as list companies to apply when preparing financial statements. On the other hand, accounting standards are issued by Australian and New Zealand standard setting bodies which are perceived to be consistent with the policy issued by IASB. These in turn are commonly known as IFRS. For the question 2, Hooper, Story, and Willman agreed that accounting helps to provide an economic model for the business firm and in place and rules and provision of financial information regarded for the decision made by both internal and external stakeholders of the companies. The accounting process involves identifying, measuring, recording, and communication of the economic transactions and events conducted by business firms, which turns helps in provision of reliable and relevant financial information, which helps to management to make the informed decision. Notably, accounting process to help companies and to have a clear understanding of the past activities and where they currently stand and helping plans for the future. This implies that the company can see the trends and revenue and expense to make the adjustment according to the past performance to the companies. Now for the question 3. The conceptual framework is perceived to consist of set of the concepts which are followed when preparing the financial information. It can also to be regarded as system of idea and objective which should be followed when preparing the financial statement. The element of the company's frameworks include objective of the financial reporting, qualitative, characteristic of accounting information, element of the financial statement, as well as and measuring in financial statement, principle and constraints. The main objective of the financial reporting to provide the financial information about the reporting firm, which is considered to be useful and extended to potential investors of the company as well as the lenders and the creditor, whereas helping them to make the informed decision about the resource owned by the company. Also, investor and the capital provider would be interested to know the amount of money by the company and how efficiently has the capital been analyzed. In this case, the financial reporting helps the shareholders and investor of any given information or any given company to make the informed decision and whether to invest the company and or not. Now for the question 4. The main element of the financial statement includes assets, liability, and expense and equity. It is important to note that the conceptual framework set out of the definition of the cash financial statement elements. The imply that if any of the given element does not meet the definition and recognition that it cannot be recorded in financial statement. On the other hand, the main financial statement by the conceptual framework include a statement of profit and loss, which shows the revenue and gains as well as the expense recorded by the company for the given period of time. A statement of the change in equity, which shows the amount of the comprehensive income as well as change the equity over time. A statement of the financial position of the company, which is defined by assets, liabilities, and equities owned by the new company of central dates. It can be also statement of the cash flow, which gives a summary of information about the receive and outflow of the payment of the company of a specific time. Now for the question 5. The accounting equation is perceived as foundation of the double entry accounting system, which helps to show balance of the company in terms of total assets, liability, and shareholders' equity. The double entry principle asserts that every debit there should be an equal opposite credit, which ensures that both debit and credit sides are in balance. The principle also asserts that there must be at least 2 accounts involved in transaction in order balance. The credit now rule states that all accounts that contain the credit balance is likely to increase in amount in case a credit is added, and also reduce in a case a credit is added to debt. On the other hand, the debit rule states that all the accounts that comprise of the debit balance is likely to increase when they are debit to reduce when they are credit. The accounting cycle is perceived as a collective process which involves identification, analysis, and recording the accounting events conducted by the company. The cycle comprises of various processes and steps, which shows which transaction, state, and end of should be included in the financial statement. Those include analysis of business transaction, generalizing transaction, posting transaction, and legal account preparing trade balance, generalizing and posting adjusting entries, preparing and adjust trade balance, as well as preparing financial statement. For the question 6, the recording process comprises of various basic steps. The step involves analyze each transaction based on its effects on account. In this case, every transaction should be a due effect of accounting equation. For instance, if the assets is increased, there should be a corresponding decrease of other assets, or either increase of the liabilities or increase of equity. For instance, based on the one transaction borrowing money from the bank of 5,000 balance, which presents an office equipment for 5,000. The second step is entering the transaction information to the general, in which recorded in the one page in order complete the effect of the transaction, and hence helping the prevent errors. And the first step to invoice transferring of the general information and the post to the respective account in the legal. In this case, the whole groups of account is permanently maintained by the company as a general legal. The last step to invoice preparing the trade balance, which shows the list of account and their balance in one journal. The primary purpose of the balance to prove that the debit and credit entries enter in the ledger. For instance, the debit and credit amount is for the trade balance for the one transaction equal to the 28,700. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Thank you.